embodiment will not be Samprajyani instead of Swaropanasthi. There is no particular place. You cannot ask for a particular place for your death, for your future body. You cannot ask for. It is the prana that decides. That unseen force decides where exactly what type of body should be given and where you are, which is proper for you to reap your further set of experiences. What is the body that is suitable for you? If we have lived there, with a doggish tendencies, naturally the embodiment of a dog only will be given to us. If we lived like only a goat, we just went on eating whatever appears before us. What is that? We become goat. So whatever life you led, that according to that, punyena punyam lokam nayati, papena papam, ubhabhyameva manushya lokam. Ubhabhyam means punya and papa. That is why in manushya loka you see, very clearly you see, there is no man on this earth, no human being on this earth, who is not having his quota of joys and sorrows. However highly he may be placed, not a single man will be there. That is why the great sage Valmiki created the character of Sri Rama to show that even he could not escape that. Only to indicate to us that nobody can escape. Rama's character had been created. His wife has been kidnapped by Ravana. What further misery is necessary? What for? We indicate to us. We have to learn from the scripture. The scripture to guide man. Tasmat Shastram Pramanante. Why the sage is meant to say Valmiki has no further useful work? Why should he write Ramayana and place before you? He has produced a character. And these characters are placed before us. And through their lives, their lives we have to see. This is the work they have done. These are the sukhas and dukkhas. These are the joys and sorrows they have to enjoy or suffer. Nobody can escape. So that is why this human body means full of dualities of experiences. Sukha, dukkha. Sitoshna sukha matra asparjastu kaunteya. Sitoshna sukha dukkada. Agamapayina. Anitya. Tan titi ikshatva bharata. This is the first lesson which is administered to Arjuna in Sankhya Yoga, 2nd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Oh Arjuna, please understand. Once you have appeared in the human body, it is an inescapable phenomenon. You cannot escape. What is that? Matra sparjastu kaunteya. The sense organs come in contact with the sense objects outside. And in this contact, as a result of this contact, what is happening? You are having sukha, dukkha, sita, ushna, jaya, apajaya, mana, avamana. These are things coming. You know, it is not that you get honored every time. You are insulted also. It is not that you gain victory. Victory is always yours. You fail also. You undertake a job, but you fail in it. Sometimes success attends your effort. Sometimes defeat comes. Sometimes you are disappointed. Sometimes you have to face success, victory. So these things Arjuna has been told. My dear Arjuna, in this adhyatmic life, in the subjective realm, first thing that you have to explain is you have to understand that this is the feature inescapable phenomenon. You have to first develop a sense of equanimity while experiencing the dualities of dukkha and sukha. Don't lose your fight. You have to, with the understanding, you just, I have done that, now I am paying the price for it. That's all. With the spirit we have to pay. It's not that everybody will have children. It's not that everybody's children will be living. It is not that everybody will have only success. Prime Minister's son died. You know, Indira Gandhi, why did she die such a miserable death with 27 bullets? Why in her presence, why Sanjay should die right in the mid-age? Why her husband should die? Prior to that, Jawaharlal Nehu's wife died while he was young, very young. Mahatma Gandhi could not escape the misery. All the four sons became dead. But he himself was Mahatma, towering genius. But you don't hear anything about Mahatma's son. Now it will be informative for you. He had also four sons. You don't know. You don't know. But every father wants that his son should be more brilliant than himself. But then could Mahatma escape this situation? You don't know that. In fact, you don't know that Mahatma also had 4 sons. They became so insignificant creatures. Right in his presence, in the prison, his wife died. He was thrown out. You must have seen Mahatma Gandhi film. It begins with this thing. He was bundled out from the train. Thrown out in South Africa. I mean, it is a life of misery. Why Sita should have that trouble? Why Ravana should kidnap her? Why Rama he had to lead a life of misery throughout? He could not make proper arrangements for maternity of his 2 sons, Lava and Kusha. After all, he could not reserve any room in a hospital. Delivery arrangements he could not make. Because Rama's wife Sita had been sent to the ashrama of Vasmik. It is Valmiki who has to take care of and make all the arrangements for her maternity. So, Upanishad is telling, Ubhabhyam eva manushya lokam. If the man's body means immediately you have to be prepared for the duality. Sukha, Dukha, joy, sorrow, victory, defeat, mana, apamana, insult, honor. And when they come, Krishna is telling, oh Arjuna, this is how we have to, ideal life is like this. An ideal, wise man should understand this position. And so, na pravruchye priyam prapya, no dvije prapya priyam, sthirabudhehi asammodhaha, brahmavitu brahmanishchitaha. Now once these things, the dualities are occurring in life, a man of understanding should understand that these are inescapable phenomena, and so he will not spoil his intellect, that he will not lose his equanimity. He will face the things as they come. This is what is called titicha. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam. When some sort of misery occurs to you, don't investigate who is that rascal who is responsible for my misery. Don't investigate into that. In Vivek Chudamani, Shankara is telling a lesson. You know, always whenever any misery comes, what is the first thing that we do? Who is that rascal who is responsible for this? Now Shankara is saying, don't start investigating into that. Then what is to be done? Saharam sarva dukkhanam. Just bear with it. Understand that, see, you must have done such a terrible power act you must have performed previously. And now you are paying price for it. A retribution follows. Definitely those glories. You can't escape. Sahanam sarva dukkhanam apratikara purvakam chinta vilaparahitam. Don't brood inside, don't weep outside. There are 2 types of misery. How some people loudly weep. Supposing you don't loudly weep, but you will be sometimes the people will be weeping inside. That also is not correct. So what you have to do? Santusthastatatam yogi yatatma drudha Bhakti Yoga. 12th chapter. Santushtaha. Always lead a life of contentment. Understand, this is what I merited. That's all. Nobody, there is no such man whose all the desires have received fulfillment. Nobody you can come across. Nobody. So, most important thing that we have to understand is, this prana is doing everything. Sarvatantra swatantra. By itself it does. Prana is the expression of the Maya Shakti, the inscrutable power of God. You cannot explain what is this prana. And it creates the universe and creates the situation and drags you there. And there gives you the experience. Inescapable. Blind class means it makes you take a decision to enter into that place which is to be hijacked or to be destroyed. This is what is referred to in Parama. Supposing you go for flowers, plucking flowers for puja, and there you have to meet that experience. A scorpion will be there in that tree itself, and just does this. ये वृक्षेषु स्वस्मिञ्जदानीलग्रीवाभिरोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासक्तपत्तिनः ये अन्नेषु विविध्यन्ति पात्रेषु विपतो जनानो ये पथान् पद्यरक्षजायिलभृता जव्युथा ये तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ति श्रिकावन्तो निषङ्गिनः य एतावन्तश्च भूयाकंसश्च दिशो रुद्राविदस्थिरे. This is one Anuvaka in Rudrakshaya. We worship God Shiva with this mantra. There it is all explained. In what places actually how this distribution is the fruits of our past actions are distributed to us. Urkhetu, in the tree. In America recently, 15 days back it happened. Their car, a big tree collapsed on that car. Finished. The car got pulverized. You have seen in the TV. ये वृक्षेषु स्वस्मिञ्जदानीलग्रीवाभिरोहिताः ये भूतानामधिपतयो विशिखासक्तपत्तिनः. You are walking in the street, a lightning may come and devour you. Finish. You are living, floods will come, wash out your house itself. That also happened in America only. These things I am now telling. Forget about India. India, everybody receives more often they receive these experiences. That is why they are more spiritual. They understand the scriptures nicely. The life becomes a scripture there. But for people in America, you have to read the scripture and understand. Unless you are more aware of the situation. So you have to learn from other countries. For Indians, India itself is sufficient to understand life. For people in other countries, they have to understand from other countries. Otherwise, they will not develop a proper understanding of life. Okay. So, punyena punyam lokam nayati, papena papam. So, the 5 functionaries, the 5 functions of this prana shakti have been explained to us. Now, please repeat. Now the next question. Kena utkramate tejo adityo havai bahya pranaha udayati yetahi yenam chakshusham pranam anugrunhanaha prithiviyam ya devata sa yesha purushasya apanam avastabhya antara yadakashaha sasamanaha vayuhu yanaha adityo havai bahya pranaha udayati etahi yenam chakshusham pranam anugrunhanaha prithiviyam ya devata sa yesha purushasya apanam avastabhya antara yadakashaha sasamanaha vayurvyanaha. Chakshusham pranam adityo havai. 4th bit. Now we are coming to the 5th bit. Katham adhyatmam, katham bahyam abhidatte. The prana is there in it divided itself into 5-fold functions, 5 functionaries. That one prana is functioning as 5 in this body. In the inner universe. In the outer universe, what are those 5? That is the question. Because everywhere prana is there. The prana, when it leaves this body, it becomes one with the prana in the outer universe. So what is the outer universe? What are those 5? Surya Bhagavan Adityo Havai Bahya Pranaha. The prana in this body is Surya in the outer realm. So Surya is your own prana. You know, in the earlier verse of the 1st chapter we have seen verses of prana, worshipping Aditya Bhagavan, Surya. He is out of your life. Your prana is Surya. Vishwarupam Harinam Jatavedasam Parayanam Jyotirekam Tapantam Sahasrarasmihi Chatada Vattamanaha Prana Prajanam Udayati Yesha Suryaha. That Surya who is rising in the eastern horizon, he is nothing but your prana. Is that mantra. We have discussed at length. Now there is no time to go back and explain that verse again. Udayati esha Surya, that Surya is what? Pranaha Prajanam. All the people who are born, all the born beings, the life in the living being is the Surya. The life in the living being. Now you understand the importance of Surya. Now he is saying, what is the relationship between us and that? When Surya rises, Udayati esha Surya, Surya is rising in the east. And as soon as he is coming up, he is giving a kick to the prana in this eye. And so everybody wakes up. Very intelligent and wise guys get up at that time. And others, again, fresh installment of sleep. You pull over the blanket once again. Damn it. Damn it. Let Surya mind his business. I will mind my own. Damn it. Damn your Surya. Now I am busy. Let me sleep and enjoy. But why is that what they do? They think of, aha, what a prana shakti, what a wonderful phenomenon. He is giving rasa, he is giving the juicy content of my food. He is guiding my fresh early in the morning when I get up. I can undertake most important and very difficult tasks of my life. Well, I feel quite fresh. What is that? Who is that who is causing the freshness in your personality? It is Surya Bhagavan. The mind is in a very resourceful, very vibrant condition there. Why? Surya has come fresh, and there is a freshness in this body. So Surya is giving rasa. Satyam vaitat rasama podyo tirna sobrutam brahma bhutbhuvatsu bharo. We are saying. Apodyo tirna sobrutam brahma bhutbhuvatsu bharo. Rasa means what? Rasa means the juicy content of the food that you are eating. There must be rasa. That juice must be there. In apples, in fruit, there is juice, plenty of juice. In grains, there must be juice. In wheat, there must be juice. In rice, there must be juice. In dals which you consume, there must be juice. In the corn, there is corn oil. Every day in TV that advertisement comes. Corn oil. So what is that? That is the juice of the corn. Who is giving? Surya Bhagavan is giving. Satyam, it is the truth. Satyam, another name is prana. Sat means prana. In Brihadaranyukopanishad, Satyanarayana, I am telling you, Satyam means, Sat means prana. Yam means Aditya, Surya Bhagavan. T means the food which Surya is supplying. And this prana is bringing that food into this body. So the prana here is Satyam. Satyam, the very word Satyam has three components. Sat, T, Yam. Yam stands for Surya Bhagavan, Aditya. T stands for food, Anna. Sat stands for prana, the truth. Satyam means prana, Aditya plus food. In the first chapter of Prashnopanishad we have seen, Samidhanamutpadayate, Paramatma has created two things at the time of universe. What is that? Two in one. What is the two in one? Pranam and Annam. Now in this body is two in one. What is two in one? It looks, visibly it is one, but invisibly it is two. There is a prana is there. Leaving the one, the second goes. So there is a second one which goes. And with the second one only, this one is complete. Without the second one, this first one is useless. So it is not that only visibly what is one is one. Prana is there, it is not. If prana is not there, what is this body? Can you hear? Can I talk? Can anything transaction be possible? So is there no prana? Which is separately, when it goes body, the body also is not going with it. So there is a second element very clearly, totally detachable. A second entity is there, prana. Then this prana and Surya Bhagavan both are same. Then anna is there like a sandwich between one bread piece and another bread piece in which a tomato is there. The satyam is the sandwich. This is prana and that is aditya. Both are bread pieces. In between the tomato is there. Food is there. That is how Paramatma, Satyanarayana means a sandwich, you remember. Satyanarayana means nothing else, it is sandwich. And Narayana means Nara, Naraha. Naraha means Jalam. Ayanam, Yasya, Saha, Narayanaha. He lives in water. So you have to drink water. Both before eating food. Amrutavastharanamasi, Amrutapidhanamasi. After eating, again you have to drink water. The prana remains there. And so prana always is to be tied up with water. So we immediately before worship we say, Apova Jiragam Sarvam. You recognize the importance of water. Oh my God, without water nothing is there. And so everything is water. Apova Jiragam Sarvam Vishwa Bhutanyapaha. All the living beings are nothing but expressions of water. Vishwa Bhutanyapaha Pranavapaha. This prana is nothing but water. That is why he is Narayana. Nara is water. But in water only prana is staying. Water is the residence of prana. So he is called Narayana. Apova Jiragam Sarvam Vishwa Bhutanyapaha Pranava Apaha Pasava Apaha. What about the cattle? The dove comes. So all those things also are water. Pasava Apaha Annamapaha. The food that you are eating, annam, that is all water. Today's water is tomorrow's food. Unless you drink water, food cannot be cooked here. And food is cooked in the kitchen with water only. With water only food is cooked on the tree. Then only the food comes from the tree. Water must be consumed by the tree to give food. That food must be cooked with water. Then only it becomes food for us to consume. Again you have to drink water. Then only it can be cooked here. So prana lives all through at every stage. It lives in water. So prana is called Narayana. And Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan is sitting in midst of water vapor. Nilagrivo vilohitaha, we are saying. Nilagrivaha means what? Nilam yasmat, grasanti vadakam iti grivaha. All the rays of the sun, they are drinking water. Grivaha, grasanti vadakam iti griva. They are drinking water. Sun's rays only are drinking water. All the water is being lifted up for 8 months. And the remaining 4 months it will be discharged down onto the earth back. He will not keep any water there. What he drinks, he lets them out down. So 8 months he is drinking, and for remaining 4 months he is pouring out back. He will not keep not a drop of water he keeps with himself. Surya Bhagavan. That is why we are saying, Nilagrivo vilohitaha, Utainam Gopatra Sannadho Channudaha Atyaha, Utainam Vishwa Bhutanisa Drusto Purnayatinaha. Everybody is seeing Surya Bhagavan. And such a person who is seen by everybody, even the animals, even by innocent, ignorant people, such a man, let him bless us. That is the mantra. In Rudra, that is the mantra. Evam drushtaha adityaha murlayatu naha murlayatu. Let him protect us. Let him nourish us. Let him take care of us. Why? He is prana. Prana vai aditya bahya prana. Aditya vai bahya prana. Udayati esahyanam chakshusam pranam anugrunanaha. The secret of life I am telling you, before early in the morning, before at 4:30 or so, the sunrise is being proclaimed and heralded by the Arunodaya. Aruna, the rays of sun are coming in advance to proclaim that sun is coming. The twilight. They are announcing in advance. They are heralding. When the monarch is to come, they will say, trumpets are blowing. Monarch is coming, beware. It is like a pilot car for the Prime Minister. Isn't it? There is a pilot car comes in front of us. is seen, it is sure President is coming. Surya Bhagavan is coming. Arunodaya, then Suryodaya. Udayati Sahiyanam Chakshitam Pranam Adhun. When at that time, as the Aruna comes, immediately there is a kick in the subjective realm. That is the connection between this body and the outer universe, and Prana, and Surya Bhagavan. Suddenly everybody, universal phenomenon, everyone should rise up in the bed. Then again you sleep, that is a different matter. Second story. But at that time, universal, everybody, there is a kick. You wake up. How it is happening? That is the link. Udayati hesa hyanam chakshusham pranam anugrunhanaha. It is a blessing, it is a gracing, it is embracing. This I here. That is one representative expression. Whole body wakes up. I wakes up. It is not that ear also is not waking up. Ear also is waking up. At that time, because of that only, you say, oh, it is raining. You tell yourself why you are not interested in disturbing others who are sleeping. That is that. Everybody is blessed. The whole body, all the devatas in the subjective realm, they are blessed by Surya Bhagavan as he rises. Udayati esam henam chakshutam pranam anugrunhana. That is the link. Prana here is Prana, Surya Bhagavan in outer realm. When he comes up, this prana gets, the subjective prana, it gets connected, united with the prana outside. It is like the light in the TV gets connected with the light in the current in the wall. You switch it to the main switch. You put on the switch, then the TV begins working, isn't it? That is that. That is how you have to understand. Some sort of a similar example, not a correct, complete example. Udayati sahiyenam prachakshisam pranam anugrunhanaha. Now, prithiviyam ya devata taisa purushatya apanam. Avastabhya. You know, there is this body, when you are walking, actually you can fall down. But the fact that you are not falling down, the two legs are not sufficient support for this body. You know, that is why in old age, man requires a third leg in the form of a stick. Fortunately, now today we don't require it. It is God's grace. Otherwise, the two legs, the 2 feet are not enough to balance this body. It can fall down. Then why you are not falling down? It is a Mother Earth, the fire in this Surya, in this Mother Earth. Ya Prithiviyam Ya Devata. The fire god in this earth. He is holding this and he is exercising the gravitational pull. It will not allow the body to fall. It will permit you to sit in any posture and enable you to sit in that posture. While walking, while standing. Normally you cannot balance yourself. That fact will be visible to you only in the old age. You can't stand. Urdhoyati gruhitva dandam tadapina munchate acha pindam. Bhaja Govindam, Modamate, Bhaja Govindam. Angam Galitam, Paditam, Mundam, Dasaravihinam, Jatam, Sundam. Urdhoyati Gruhitva Dandam. Urdhoyati, when you become old, nobody needs to dictate to you. You know how to have the third leg. Immediately you go to the departmental store and purchase a cake. And you will not leave it like spectacle. You will not leave it at home. You carry it. That becomes part of your body thereafter. Urudhayati grahitva dandam tadapinam chete acha pindam. It is the hopes, the desires, the ambitions, this rascal will not give up. Although body, life is ebbing out, but he will not sit down to inquire what is going to happen to me. How I have lived. Is there any better things to be done? He will not. There is no time. Why you say there is no time? I have to open the shop. And there is no time. Hey Baba, Prashna Panchayat is being discussed. There is no time. There is no time. Next year you come and then I will see whether I can manage. Next year. I will see. I will consider whether it will be possible for me. But it would be better. Why don't you come to my house and then give it? There are people who went to that extent to ask me to. Why don't you come to my house and give a talk? Then what about others who are interested in coming here? No. That they will take care of. Don't bother. I am more important for me after all. Is there anyone more important to me than myself? That is how self-centering works. In Hyderabad, when I was giving talk, one lady comes and then asks, why don't you come and give me talks in my house? She is incidentally a Zamindarini. Zamindarini, husband gone already, and a widow Zamindarini. So like that it works. Ego works. It's a really terrible thing they are doing for us. That is why Atmaiva Atmano Bandhu. Your ego is your relation. Your ego is your friend, and your ego is your bitterest enemy. Mind you, Krishna is telling. Who is your number one enemy? Your own mind, your own ego, your own ahankara. You proclaim, I have no time. What are you talking? I will see later. When I retire, I will see. You are already tired here, and you will be retired then. You are already tired, and you will be retired. Again, further retired. Then what you can do? You are totally exhausted. That means nothing can be done. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarinastavat tarini saktaha. Chintastavat vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. Parame brahmani kopi na sakta. Bhaja Govinda. So early morning time of life has gone already in just playing with the time. Useless. Youth has all gone. It has been dissipated in dealing with all the other thing activities. Wine and other things, extra items, accompanying items. Vruddhastavat chinta saktaha. When old age comes suddenly, and then 1,000 problems will be facing you early in the morning. First thing is health care, Medicare, Social Security checks. How to manage myself? Have I have enough bank balance? One surgeon completely empowers me in one day. How much you may say? What is that? In 1 week hospitalization is sufficient to you blot out your finances. Is it necessary? Otherwise, telling me another 15 days he will prescribe. And then the rest of it will be wiped out. He is the best man to suck out. You have only to tell him, I have something more. Okay, I will take care of. That's all. Like blotting paper, he sucked out. You don't know. Without any effort. Yes. Very wonderful thing, you know. We take for granted, we don't understand how the supernatural, superhuman, cosmic forces are at work in protecting us. So when we are on the earth, when we are walking or standing, some force is there acting and gravitating in our favor and holding and seeing that our body doesn't fall. That means what is that Devata? The Devata in charge of Yah. What is the Devata? It is Agni, fire. Fire is Bhudevi. You understand, the Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka is all. The whole universe is 3 lokas. The so-called 14 lokas are packed up in these 3 lokas. Only 3 lokas. All the 7 lokas, Atala, Vitala, Kutala, Tala, Tala, Satala, Patala, all these 7 are packed in this Kutala, in this yard. Ku means yard. Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyaha, all those 4 are packed in Suvarloka. So Suvarloka means it is not 1, it is 5. Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satyaha, 4. 4 are packed in Suvarloka. So Suvarloka is 5 in 1. And this is 8 in 1. Yes? The 7 Patala lokas, 7 lokas, plus the earth is 8 in 1. 8 in 1 and 5 in 1, 13. And then this Antariksha Loka, the interspace between Suvarloka and Dishloka is the 14. These are the 14 lokas. You understand? These are the 14 lokas. How they are garlanded? They are tied up by prana. That is called Sutratma. All these 14 flowers are passing through. Through these 14 lokas called 14 flowers, one thread is passing through. And that is Sutratma, called prana. And then its total expression is Virat, which is called Prajapati. Virat means just to see, you see, it is garland. Garland you don't call flowers. You call garland a garland. But what is garland after all? They are only flowers. But why should you give a second name? Why don't you call garland flowers? Because flowers can be in a basket also. But flowers arranged in that pattern is garland. Similarly, all these 14 lokas arranged to appear as a universe is called Prajapati. Now you understand the distinction. The 14 lokas are like 14 flowers arranged to remain in a particular position by this thread which is passing through them, connecting them, uniting them. That is Sutratma. So 14 plus 1, 15 plus the total expression, the total appearance like a garland. The flowers are appearing as a garland, isn't it? Garland is not a separate item, but that is a separate item because you are giving a separate name for it. Like yesterday, I told you, yesterday, cloth and thread. Are they two? They are not two. But cloth and threads, are they not two? Certainly they are two. Because threads are there separately, which it is not cloth. Threads are there. Cloth is there, which is nothing but thread. When it is woven into a garment and a cloth, there is no second thing like a garment. It is threads only. Threads arranged in that fashion becomes a cloth. It is not that there is a second item called cloth has come in. It is threads only. But arranged, it becomes a second item called cloth. So threads are different, cloth is different. Really speaking, they are not different. Similarly, 14 lokas and the Prapancha, Prajapati are not different, but they are certainly different. Try to understand, it is a very important thing. Nobody gives you definition of Prajapati. That is, we have to conclude after reading so many Upanishads. Prajapati is a very, 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 very difficult thing to understand. What is Prajapati? Yadakasyaha Sade. So for 3 lokas are presided over by 3 powers. This realm Bhuloka, the presiding power is fire. The interspace Bhuvarloka, the presiding power Devata is Vayu. Suvarloka is the presiding power is Surya Bhagavan. So Devatas are 3, Lokas are 3, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. Devatas are fire, Agni, Vayu, air god, sun god, Surya. These are the 3 Devatas. These are Lokas, these presiding powers, presiding over the Lokas are Devatas. So here he is saying, Prithiviyam ya Devata. So in this Bhuloka, the presiding Devata is fire. This fire is holding us. In fact, fire only is holding us, holding this body. Temperature only is holding us. When fire leaves this body, nothing is remaining. The fire in this Bhuloka is the fire in this Loka. This is also pertaining to Yat. So thou art come from dust, and dust thou returnest. Dust thou art, and dust thou returnest. Is it not so? Same thing. What is happening? Who is protecting it? Fire. This is Bhuloka. The Sharira is Bhuloka. The inner space inside is the Bhuvarloka, Antariksha Loka, the inner side. And Suvarloka, where you sleep. Bhuloka, where you transact business in the waking state. Suvarloka, Antariksha-loka, where you dream. You are not going out somewhere. In this very body, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka is there. In that Bhuvarloka, your dream experiences. And Suvarloka is the third realm where you sleep. So these three lokas you travel. In 24 hours, you are traveling to Tripura. That is why you are called Tripurasura. A Rakshasa having jurisdiction over three lokas. Asura, because with so much of demoniac features and qualities. You are Tripurasura. And when you become, as a result of tapacharya, you become Tripurantaka. Means all the Tripuras you just destroy, annihilate, you become Shiva. Tripurantaka, Trikagni, Kalaja, Kalagni, Rudraja, we say. So you become, now today what are we? Tripurasura. With so much of Asura Sampatti. Dambho, Darpa, Abhimanasya. If these things are there, you are a Asura. Only you need not answer. Who is Asura? Rakshasa, he who has got these five. What are they? Dambho means what? What is Dambha? Dambha is showiness. You want to appear like an intelligent person. You understand? Just to see. Everybody wants to appear like an intelligent man in life. Dambho, Darpa, arrogance. Abhimanasya, plenty of that outlook. This is mine, that is not mine. This is my body. This is my pen. This is my wife. My house. My car. My shoe. No, it is my mind. It is my opinion. What do you think? You are owning everything on earth. That is called Abhimana. So Dambha, Darpa, Abhimana, Kurodha, vindictive attitude. Anybody just insulted you. You wait, even you don't mind waiting 25 years. And when that fellow comes, the guy comes under your control, still misery unto him. You will simply like a mosquito, you crush him. You are waiting all along. What is that? Long-standing rock hidden inside, like a Badabanala. You know, there's a fire hiding in the waters in the deep sea. It is called Badabanala. It comes like Pralayagni. Where is it now? It is hidden. There, deep in the waters of the ocean. We also, it is hiding in us. You cannot say that you have no wrath. It comes like Badabagni, it comes. At that time you kill a man, you are ready to stab him out. What is that? Where is it coming? It is coming from your own body. But till then where it is hiding? It is hiding as a fire in the ocean. Dambho, Darpa, Abhimanasya, Krodha, Parushyamevacha. With your words you kill the other man. Stick is not necessary. You use such useless words. Is it not so? After all, this tongue can be used for abusing, for also praising God, for honoring, for dishonoring. You can adore a guest. Very wonderful. And with this very thing you curse anybody. That is that. So, Parushyamevat. Purushasya apanamavastabhya antaraya dakasha. That Prithvi is nothing but the apanasya. That fire is nothing but, Agni is nothing but your apanavaya. Your prana is Surya Bhagava. Your apana is fire. Understand, in your body these are how this is working. Then Madhyet Samanaha, Antaraya Akasha Samanaha. Akasha, I told you, you cannot breathe out completely. You mean even if you go on breathing out, there is some air left. Supposing you breathe out completely, you will not be available to breathe in again. That's all. It is the end of your chapter. So what? You cannot breathe out completely. Some air is left. What is there? Where is that air? Unless Akasha is there, air cannot be there. So that Akasha is described as Samanavaya. It is like hospital, 400 beds. You mean to say medicine is required for beds? Medicine is not there. No treatment is required for beds. But you always describe the hospital as having so many beds. You understand? Do you describe the hospital as a patient? 400 patients? No. You say always describe it as 400 beds, 200 beds. So here, Paramatma also using same language. Akashaha. Antarayadakashaha tasamanaha. Akashasthaha. Tattho vayuhu. Akasha iti uchyate. Just like mancha sapurushaha. Mancha means bed. Manta. In Telugu, manta. The man who is on the manta. మా ఇంట్లో 4 మంచాలు ఉన్నాయండి. There are 4 beds. Means 4 members are there residing in the house. In the house also you say 4 beds are there. You always say, I have got 7 mouths. What do you mean? What do you mean by saying 7 mouths? Have you got 7 mouths or 7 people are there with each mouth? Each with 1 mouth. So you describe as what? I have got 7 members, you don't say 7 mouths I have to feed. Oh, the container only you are referring to. What is the container? The content is Samana Vayu. The container is Akasha. The inner space. That is Akasha. That is Samana Vayu. Antarayad Akashaha Tasamana. Vayu Vyanaha. Now you say, there is no air at all. It is so sweltering heat. No air at all, you say. At that time also there is air. Otherwise we die. So where is air? Air is there flowing. In when there is already air, another air is coming. How it is coming? Another example I have done. Flood is there. There is a flood in the river. What is it? What is the flood? Water. Where is it coming? In water it is coming. So what is coming? Water is coming in water. What is flood water? Anything but water. Is there anything other than water? Is it not coming in water? On the water? So similarly, air is blowing means, air is blowing where there is in Akasha, where there is already air. Just remember, it is a very important thing I say. It is a very wonderful thing. Where flood is coming? Flood is coming in water. Then what is the phenomena? Water is flowing where? In water. Air is coming where? Air is blowing in Akasha. You mean to say there is no air there? If air is not there, we die.